Come on, come on. Why won't this compile?
A bright red error message flashes on her screen.
What's this? I've never seen this error before.
As she reaches out to touch the screen, the error message expands, engulfing her hand in a red glow.
What's happening? Mom! Duh.
Miyu tumbles out of thin air, landing face first in a pile of leaves.
Where?
Ooh, a new one. Haven't seen your type around here before.
What are you?
I'm Bitwise, a bytePal. And you're in the infinite loop forest. You look lost.
Of course I'm lost. I was just in my room and now I'm... wherever this is.
You're in Byte land, young compiler.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means, child, that you're the compiler hero we've been waiting for.
I'm not a hero. I'm a programmer and I want to go home.
I'm afraid that's not possible right now. Byte land needs you. Dark forces are at work.
And you think that's me? Because of what? Some prophecy?
Because of the compiler's mark on your hand, girl.
Miyu looks down at her hand, seeing a glowing symbol that wasn't there before.
Ooh, shiny. Can I eat it?
You must come to Codecraft Academy. There, you'll learn to harness your compiler magic.
I don't know. This is all too much.
Listen closely, child. If you don't master your powers, Byte land will fall.
And no.
Then it's settled. You'll enroll at Codecraft Academy.
Fine. But I'm doing this to get home, not to be your hero.
Yay, new friend. Can I come too? Please? Please? Please?
Yes, you can come too, Bitwise. Now, let's go. We have much to do and little time to do it.
As they walk deeper into the forest, Miyu looks back longingly at where she arrived.
I'll figure this out. I have to. I'm getting back home, no matter what it takes.
The scene fades as they disappear into the glowing trees of the infinite loop forest.
I can't believe I went from being sucked into my computer to enrolling in this crazy BytePal Academy. At least the infinite loop forest was less confusing than this basic bytecode class.
Miyu, pay attention. We're discussing memory allocation, not daydreaming about forests.
Sorry, Professor Vector.
Don't worry, I don't get it either. Wanna study together later? Ha! As if two dunces could help each other. You'll just create an infinite loop of stupidity.
At least we're trying to learn. Unlike some people who think they know everything already.
Enough. It's time for your practical exam. Everyone to the debugging dungeon, now.
The class stands before a massive iron door covered in glowing runes.
Today, you'll debug a simple program. Remember, any errors could have consequences.
This doesn't look simple at all.
I have a bad feeling about this. Watch and learn, amateurs.
The students spread out, manipulating the floating code.
Come on, just allocate the memory already.
She aggressively swipes at the code, causing it to glow red.
Oh.
Buffer overflow. Everyone, contain the breach.
Chaos ensues as students run around, trying to trap the overflow monsters.
This is all your fault, you stupid little girl.
I can fix this.
She closes her eyes, concentrating hard. Her hands begin to glow with the compiler's mark.
System.garbagecollect.
Well, it seems you've managed to avoid a total system crash. But don't think this excuses your carelessness.
That was amazing, Miyu. Beginner's luck. Next time, you won't be so fortunate.
As the class files out, Miyu looks at her hands, a mix of fear and excitement in her eyes.
Ooh, shiny magic. Do it again. Do it again.
Not now, Bitwise. I think I've caused enough trouble for one day.
The scene fades as Miyu walks out of the debugging dungeon, lost in thought about her growing powers and the challenges that lie ahead.
I can't believe we went from nearly crashing the debugging dungeon to competing in the compiler cup. I'm not ready for this.
Today, we face our rivals from Binary Institute in the Badlands. Remember your training and don't let their ruthless tactics intimidate you. Try not to embarrass us too badly, Pipsqueak. You've got this. Just, don't cause another overflow, okay? Behold, the Badlands. A treacherous landscape where reality itself is malleable. One wrong move, and you'll be lost in an endless sea of ones and zeros.
It looks unstable.
Scared, little girl? You should be. This is no place for amateurs.
I'm not scared of you or your fancy Badlands.
A loud horn blares, signaling the start of the competition.
Bitwise, help me optimize our path.
010011111 010011111.
Miyu's hands glow with the compiler's mark as she manipulates the code around her, creating shortcuts.
Clever trick. but not clever enough.
Ah,
She manages to grab onto a floating zero, pulling herself up.
2 can play at that game.
She uses her optimization skills to compress a large section of the landscape, surging ahead of Hex.
No, I won't lose to some lucky novice. Time for my secret weapon. Exploit. Execute.
01001010 01010010 01010010 01001111 01010010.
Bitwise, what's happening?
The glitching bitwise causes Miyu to lose control, veering off course just before the finish line.
You all fought valiantly. We'll analyze our performance and come back stronger next year. We lost because of you. Some compiler hero you turned out to be.
It wasn't my fault. Hex did something to Bitwise.
Sure, blame it on a glitch. Classic rookie move.
I know you didn't fail me on purpose. Something's not right here, and I'm going to figure out what Hex did, no matter what it takes.
01010100 01110010 01110010 01110011 01110010.
Miyu's eyes narrow with determination as she clutches Bitwise close, the bitter taste of defeat fueling her resolve to uncover the truth behind her loss.
I can't believe I lost to Hex in the Bit Badlands. Now everyone thinks I'm a failure. Well, I'll show them. I'll become so powerful they'll have to respect me, no matter what it takes.
She begins to climb the tower, determination etched on her face. Miyu sits cross-legged in a room filled with floating, glowing symbols.
Just a little more. No, this isn't right.
The room begins to shake, and the code starts replicating uncontrollably.
I haven't seen Miyu in days. You don't think she's still upset about losing, do you?
010010 011001 01101110 01100111 01100101 01110010.
Oh no, Miyu.
Loopy and Bitwise enter the room.
Miyu, stop this madness.
I can't. I won't. I have to be stronger.
As Bitwise and Loopy try to reach Miyu, they're caught in a swirling pattern of code.
We're stuck in an infinite loop.
01001000 01100101 01101100 011100.
Enough.
He slams his staff on the ground, sending out a pulse that disrupts the chaotic code. Miyu falls to the ground, and Bitwise and Loopy are released from the loop.
What were you thinking, girl? You could have caused irreparable damage to the very fabric of Byte land.
I was trying to get stronger. I won't let Hex humiliate me again.
Your pride and recklessness have endangered us all. As punishment, you'll assist the garbage collector in cleaning up memory leaks.
But that's janitor work.
Perhaps it will teach you the value of careful, methodical work instead of reckless power grabs.
Miyu stands next to the garbage collector, a rusty broom in her hands.
Well, don't just stand there, girl. Start sweeping.
This is so unfair. I'll find a way to prove myself. And when I do, they'll all be sorry they ever doubted me.
The garbage collector watches her suspiciously, sensing the dangerous ambition simmering beneath her surface.
This one's trouble. Better keep a close eye on her, or she might just bring this whole world crashing down around us.
The scene fades as Miyu continues to sweep, her mind already plotting her next move in her quest for power and recognition.
I can't believe I went from nearly destroying the recursion tower to being stuck down here as a glorified janitor. This is so beneath me.
Less complaining, more sweeping. These memory leaks won't clean themselves up.
Bitwise flutters around Miyu's head, providing some light in the gloom.
What's this?
By the great compiler. That's a kernel access key. It shouldn't be down here.
Look, there's some kind of message encoded in it.
Hologram. Phase 1 complete. Virus primed for kernel injection. Awaits signal from null pointer.
We need to warn Professor Syntax immediately.
The trio rushes through winding corridors, alarms blaring around them.
I can't believe we stumbled onto a plot to destroy Byteland while I was stuck on cleaning duty. Maybe this punishment wasn't so useless after all.
Intruders detected. Terminate.
Run, you fools. I'll hold them off.
But
this is my chance to be useful for once. Don't waste it.
Miyu and Bitwise race through the corridors, the sounds of battle fading behind them.
We shouldn't have left him. He'll be deleted.
0100100 0111010 0111010 0111010 0111001.
Miyu, what in the name of recursion are you doing here?
Professor, the null pointer, virus, kernel, garbage collector.
Before she can finish, a massive explosion rocks the system core. Miyu, Bitwise, and Professor Syntax stand at the entrance to the lower levels, now sealed off by debris.
The garbage collector sacrificed himself to contain the corrupted bytePals. His actions may have saved us all.
This is all my fault. If I hadn't been so selfish, so focused on proving myself.
Now is not the time for self-pity, Miyu. We have a greater threat to face.
You're right. The null pointer needs to be stopped, and I'm going to be the one to do it. Not for glory, not to prove myself, but because I owe it to the garbage collector.
0101010 0110001 0111011 0110001 0110110 0110011 0110001.
Be careful, Miyu. Vengeance is a dangerous path.
I'm done being careful. The null pointer won't know what hit them.
As they turn to leave, Miyu casts one last look at the sealed entrance, her expression a mix of guilt, anger, and fierce determination.
I'll make this right, whatever it takes.
The scene fades as Miyu, Bitwise, and Professor Syntax hurry away, the threat of the null pointer's plan looming over Byteland.
Professor, after uncovering the null pointer's plan in the system core and losing the garbage collector, I realize we can't face this threat alone. We need a team.
And who do you propose for this team, young compiler?
Loopy, Pointer, and Hex.
Hex, the very student who humiliated you in the compiler cup?
Sometimes you need a virus to fight a virus, Professor.
Miyu approaches Loopy and Pointer, who are arguing.
I'm telling you, recursive functions are superior. Bah! Iterative solutions are clearly more efficient.
How about you both put your skills to use against a real threat?
I'm in. Why should I help you, Pipsqueak?
Because if Byteland falls, there'll be no one left to admire your superior skills.
Fine. But I'm in charge.
I know you cheated in the compiler cup. The question is, why?
You know nothing.
The null pointer is blackmailing you, isn't it?
How did you know?
Join us, and we'll take them down together.
On one condition. When this is over, we have a fair rematch.
This is the multi-threaded maze. Here, you'll learn to synchronize your compiler magic. Fail, and you'll be trapped in an endless loop. That doesn't sound fun at all. Speak for yourself, weakling.
Let's just get this over with.
The team navigates through shifting corridors, their compiler magic creating bridges and platforms.
We need to work together to...
I don't need your help.
Typical code craft arrogance.
Hey, at least we don't cheat.
Enough! Your petty rivalries are going to get us all deleted.
0100100 0110001 0110110 0110011 0110001 0111010.
Everyone, focus your compiler magic on my signal.
They follow Miyu's lead, combining their powers to create a massive firewall that repels the attackers. The exhausted team emerges from the maze, looking at each other with newfound respect.
Not bad. For a bunch of amateurs.
Your leadership, it's adequate.
We actually did it.
This was just the beginning. The real battle is yet to come. I'll use whatever it takes, even their rivalries and resentments, to stop the null pointer. The garbage collector's sacrifice won't be in vain.
The scene fades as the team heads back to Codecraft Academy, each lost in their own thoughts about the challenges ahead and the uneasy alliances they formed.
I can't believe we made it through the multi-threaded maze only to end up here. The void dimension looks even more dangerous than I imagined.
Scared, Pipsqueak? Maybe you should have stayed behind with your little firefly friend.
Focus. We have a job to do.
Guys, is it supposed to look like it wants to eat us?
The team navigates through a landscape of fractured code and glitching reality.
It's like the entire world is breaking down here.
Finally, some action.
He starts rapid-firing compiler commands, taking down several bytePals.
There's too many.
We need to find the virus source. The others can handle this.
Right, let's go.
This is it. The virus core.
We need to decompile it. But I've never seen code this complex before.
Watch and learn, amateur.
It's fighting back.
Don't you dare give up now, Codecraft.
Loopy and Pointer fight back-to-back against waves of corrupted bytePals.
There's no end to them. Good. More chances to prove my superiority.
0100100 0110001 011011110 0110011 011000101 0111010.
Okay, that might be a problem.
A slow clap echoes through the chamber.
Impressive. You've come further than I expected. That voice. It can't be. Once upon a time, before Codecraft rejected my vision for a perfect, optimized world.
You blackmailed me for this?
Oh, you were just a pawn, like all of you. Too late, children. The new era of Byteland begins now. No, we were so close.
We need to get out of here.
The void dimension begins to collapse around them. The team regroups at the entrance, barely escaping as the portal collapses behind them.
What? What happened in there?
We failed, and now Byteland is doomed.
This is your fault. If you hadn't insisted on bringing her along.
Watch it, Pointer Boy. I'm not the one who got distracted showing off.
Miyu stares back at the collapsed portal, her fists clenched.
I won't let it end like this. Even if I have to tear apart Byteland myself, I'll find a way to stop you, Vector.
The scene fades with the team fractured, Byteland in peril, and Miyu's eyes glowing with a dangerous determination.
I can't believe we failed to stop the null pointer in the void dimension, and now Byteland is falling apart. We need to contain this virus before it's too late.
But how? It's spreading too fast. Maybe if some of us hadn't been so useless in there.
Watch your tongue, or I'll debug it for you.
Enough. We don't have time for this. We need to split up and contain the virus at key points.
Montage of the team battling the virus.
This is it, Bitwise. The source of the virus. The null pointer must be at the top.
0100011 0110001 0111010 011000101 0110011 0111010 0110110.
They begin their ascent, battling waves of corrupted bytePals.
Ah, the little prodigy. Come to fail one last time? I'm here to stop you and save Byteland. Save it? I'm perfecting it. A world of pure, optimized code, free from the chaos of imperfection. At the cost of free will? That's not perfection, it's tyranny.
They engage in a fierce compiler duel, streams of code clashing in midair.
Wait, that's it.
She begins weaving a complex function, appearing to leave herself open.
Foolish girl.
Miyu springs her trap, encasing the null pointer in a recursive function of her own making.
What? No, this is impossible. You forgot the first rule of coding. Always have an exit condition.
The null pointer's form begins to disintegrate, trapped in an endless loop.
You'll regret this, Miyu. Perfection was within our grasp.
The team reunites, the threat averted but the cost evident in their weary faces.
We did it. Byteland is saved. I suppose you weren't entirely useless, Pipsqueak.
Not bad, for a Codecraft student.
It's over. But at what cost? The garbage collector. All the corrupted bytePals.
Miyu, you've done it. But I'm afraid your time here must come to an end. The balance between our worlds is fragile.
What? But I can't just leave.
A swirling vortex opens, showing glimpses of Miyu's room back on Earth.
I don't want to go. This place, all of you, you've become my home.
We'll miss you, Miyu. Whatever. It's not like you were that special anyway.
You'd better come back for our rematch.
Bitwise nuzzles against Miyu's cheek.
I will find a way back. This isn't goodbye, it's just, see you later.
As Miyu steps through the portal, she turns back one last time.
Thank you for everything.
The portal closes, leaving the Byteland crew looking lost and uncertain. Miyu finds herself back in her room, clutching her LLVM book.
I'll come back. Somehow, someday, I'll find my way back to Byteland.
She opens her laptop and begins to type furiously, her eyes glowing with determination. The screen fades to black as lines of code scroll across it, hinting at Miyu's continued connection to the world she left behind. The screen fades to black, hinting at Miyu's continued connection to the world she left behind. The end.